So, hey guys, it's been a while, but hey, I'm here now. Welcome to my first video back, a review of the Trackmaster Tidmouth sheds. For anyone who is new here, I welcome you. Anyone who isn't new, I want to start off this video by apologizing for being such a bad YouTuber. I've made a bunch of hints at comebacks the past 3 years, and I simply have not delivered. However, I see this as the beginning of a new era of badge trains. If you saw my community post, you'd see that I now have a schedule, and I plan on sticking to that schedule not only this month, but for the months to come. Hopefully this schedule isn't already cooked and this video is out on time, on schedule, on January 10th. But enough yapping. Thank you all so much for tuning in after all these years, and let's take you down to the layout so we can build this thing. Right, as you guys can see here as I assemble this set, I want to give you a few facts about this product. While I did get this secondhand, the original set came out as part of the RC Thomas series back in 2007, back when they were really trying to push the idea of RC becoming the evolution of the classic switch and run toys of the last 25 years. Anyways, the Tidmouth Shed set came with, of course, an RC Thomas, and a ton of track that made a little layout that included a bridge and a mountain that supposedly held Harold the helicopter. While I didn't end up getting an RC Thomas or Harold with this, I do actually have the bridge and mountain that Harold would have been on. Funnily enough, I got this entire thing plus more on Facebook Marketplace, where it just included a giant bag of random Thomas stuff. I actually didn't even see any of the Tidmouth Shed pieces inside before I bought it, and to my surprise, everything was in there, well, except the missing right door. Well, looks like the set's built, and that's all for post-narration badge trains. I'll tell you guys the present day so I can tell you more about this awesome set. Right, so here it is, the Trackmaster Tidmouth sheds. As you can probably tell, I've got a brand new camera that I've gotten in the since the time I've left. It's pretty good footage. Anyways, so now that we have this done, as you can see, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places to store an engine. I also put one out here, 2 out here, and then 1 more out there. As you can see, there's one that connects here, so we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 places to store an engine, which honestly is probably my favorite part of the set. I don't know about you guys, but I personally always like having my engines on my layout. I know a lot of people keep them in just containers and bring them out whenever they want to run them, but me personally, I've always loved just having them sitting out on my layout. This is probably the best place to do it. A whole 9 spots for 9 different engines to just chill out here. And like a lot of the times I have, say, a siding right there or there, just to put an engine to have them sit on the layout. But here we have a ton of storage for a bunch of engines. Now, how about I show you an engine running on the tracks and into the sheds. Now, it's time for a new addition to my review videos, a final rating. Not just any simple final rating, we have a whole system. Let me explain. For this video and all future videos, there are 3 categories I'll be grading these sets on a scale from 1 to 5. We have 3 categories giving each item a final score of 15. The 3 categories I have are looks, functionality, and value. Let's start with the looks. If I'm being honest here, this is an absolutely amazing recreation of the iconic Tidmouth sheds from the model series. They didn't cheap out on the design at all, and I absolutely love how it looks. With the attention to detail and accuracy to the model series, I have to give this a 5 out of 5. Next, we have functionality. This is a tricky one because by itself, the set doesn't actually do anything. The shed is just a point of interest. When you factor in the reason people would purchase this, to store engines or to add to a layout's realism, this does an incredible job. You have a lot of storage for engines and it fits right into any layout. For functionality, I'd have to give this a 4.5 out of 10. The only half point off is because there isn't really much the set does by itself. The only real mechanisms on there are the wheel to turn the turntable. finally, the value. While I got this for an absolute steal on Facebook Marketplace, I don't think it's fair to grade the price that I got it at. I'll be looking at some recently sold eBay listings, as well as some current listings that are near the same price, and have some attention, whether that's views or likes. Right now you can get yourself this set, including all the tracks you need to have a complete set like I do, for about $130. This was pretty difficult to grade because on one hand, this is a very unique piece. There aren't any other really good Tidmouth sheds made by the Thomas franchise in its history, and it's practically a centerpiece of any layout. However, my layout got on just fine before this set, and I could absolutely live without it. I can't deny its importance though, as it is amazing for having a cohesive layout. The $130 price tag in my opinion is just a tad bit high. Looking across eBay, there are a ton of listings for this, which show me that the supply is quite high. With all that considered, I'll give the value of the Tidmouth sheds a 4 out of 5. That concludes the grading of the Trackmaster Tidmouth sheds, giving us a final score of 13.5 out of 15. A 90% score is extremely good, and it'll be hard to beat, but I've got a few ideas that could rival this score. Now that the final scores are in, that'll be all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and although it was a shorter video, I promise I've got some big ones in the works. Considering I haven't talked to you guys in 3 years, maybe one of these days I'll fire up a stream and tell you all where I've been, because I've got some pretty interesting Thomas stories to tell. That'll be all for today though. I can't wait to show you all the action that I've been up to in my next few videos. Have a good one, guys.
She said it's 1:30 a.m. Tell me what you call for. I just need somebody ready to tell me what it's all for. You know what you stand for, you know what you fall for. Said you don't believe in me, well that's your son called for.